Hi, this is Debbie Bailey. And sometimes when you take a picture or you take a video, sometimes you don't realize the big story you've captured with that photo, with those minutes of video. And I found that to be true about two different occasions that have happened to me with the orcas at SeaWorld San Diego. One of them happened on a cold morning in January of 2019. Corky came in, made eye contact with me, and held it. After that, she went and got two other orcas and brought them to the platform. There was less than 40 people in the crowd, and it was about 30 minutes before showtime. She had Makani and Shuka both put their heads on the platform one at a time and click and whistle to us. While this was going on, when it started, I could hear people oohing and awing around me. People were taking selfies. When the three orcas left, people waved goodbye to them because this was so unusual. One of the new things you're going to see is pictures of three different trainers. Because once Makani started clicking and whistling and all the oohing and awing started, these trainers came out to see what was going on. I think it's two women and one man. All three of them are pissed. And I wish their faces were clearer so you could see that. Two of them on walkie-talkies saying whatever to whoever. And the last one is a woman who comes out with her hand shielding her eyes above her eyes to see how many people are witnessing this. This thing that they have not been given permission to do. I mean, are you kidding me? But no, I'm not. Because these orcas, Corky, Makani, and Shuka, did this of their own volition. And these orcas are not allowed to do anything. I mean, especially interact with a crowd without their cue or their permission. And it would never even dawn on these moron trainers that they would put any part of their body on the platform they hate without the enticement of food. The other thing about these three orcas that is new that I've noticed is that the three of them represent the three generations of orcas that were in SeaWorld San Diego at the time. Corky is representing the elders. Shuka is representing the middling-aged orcas. And Makani is representing the children because Amaya was still alive in January of 2019. This event also marked a turning point for me because even though my bond with Corky is the longest and the strongest, it began closer relationships for me between Makani and with Shuka. So because of that day, our relationships got stronger and I've got real connections to Makani and Shuka. And what is really it just almost blew my mind to realize this. But this had like an echoing back. When I went in August, when Corky got attacked and I wanted to make sure she was okay, all right? Even though at one time there were 6 of the 8 orcas in that performance tank, all right? I was there 4 hours before the first show. There were no trainers anywhere. One time a security guy asked me what I was doing there, and I said, I'm just watching the orcas. It was like he didn't like it or something. But that was it. But The bigger point is that of the 6 of them, there were 3 that went out of their way to make one-on-one contact and connection with me. Obviously, the one that made the most and really wanted to calm me down because I was so nervous and worried and excited and weirded out over it, and it'd been 15 months since I'd seen them, is Corky, right? And then it was Makani, who I mistook as Shuka because he's so much bigger and his dorsal has started to collapse. And when I asked him, you know, you got food, you got a fish? He started all these yesing me, you know, all these yeses, yeses, yeses. And then when I asked him, are we good? Are we okay? He very slowly and deliberately bowed to me, yes, and then swam off, and you can see, or I could see, how much bigger he had gotten. And then 3 more orcas came in, Orchid, Keat, and Shuka, and I almost missed it. But Shuka greeted me and gave me a couple of tail slaps. Hello. So the same 3 orcas from 2019 were the same 3 orcas that went out of their way to do one-on-ones with me in 2022. And trust me, if the trainers were around, if they had been doing other things 4 hours before the first show, they would have called those orcas back into tank 2 and got them out of there. There was nothing they could do about what happened in January 2019. They were already at the podium doing what they were doing. All right? And in the end, Makani, he was the one that was the most excited, and he kept making eye contact with me and kept making eye contact with me. And in the end, when Corky was done with me, because she had a little message for me, Makani didn't even want to leave. He tried to get back up on the platform, and Corky had to gently nudge him away, like saying, hey, Makani, it's over. Let's go, you know? But look, these trainers want you to believe that they're engaged with them constantly and stimulating them and exercising them and doing all this stuff for them. It's a bunch of crap. I didn't see one trainer the whole over an hour and a half that I was there in August. All right? And these 3 morons that came out in 2019, they were pissed. See, these orcas only live to perform and do their tricks for SeaWorld. They have no other life, and they're given minimal other attention. Okay? And how they do that, how they control them 24/7 as best they can, is by keeping them half starving to death. So when they do perform, they will cooperate and do their tricks correctly. Okay? They use them up, spit them out. When they die, they cut them up, drop them into their remains into the ocean, and collect their insurance policies. That is how cold-blooded it is, and it truly is. But you know, every once in a while, these orcas find a way, you know, with the right people, to let them know that they are individuals, that they think that they do have worthwhile lives. And if there was any way I could get them out of there, believe me, I would.